Hello everyone. Today we shall look into closing balance and opening balance functions. Closing balance, it evaluates the expression at the last date of month, quarter or year in the current context. Here you could see the syntax as closing balance month. It takes three parameters: expression, dates, filter, and similarly quarter also takes expression, dates, filter. Closing balance year, it takes an additional filter which is year and date. The filters which you are able to see in square bracket, they are optional parameters. Similarly, opening balance, it evaluates the expression at the first date of month, quarter or year in the current context. And we have similar syntaxes for these three functions: opening balance month, quarter and year. The dates argument can be any of the following: the reference to the date time column, which could be in the calendar table. It is a table expression that returns a single column of date time values, or a boolean expression that defines a single column table or date time values. These functions are not supported for use in direct query mode when it is used in calculated columns or row level security rules. Let us move on to the example and let us understand how it works. I'll select the table visual. Okay. Here I'll bring the date from the calendar table, and I'll bring a measure which is total sales. Total sales measure, it is sum of sales. I could show you here. Here you could see that total sales is sum of sales. Now let us understand how closing balance month function works. I'll select the measure table. I'll create a new measure. Here I'll write closing month equal to closing balance month. In the expression, we shall use this total sales measure, and in the dates we shall use the calendar date. I'll just use the date. Here we could use calendar date. I'll close the parenthesis, hit enter. Let us add the closing month column from the measure into the table. Here you could see that I have brought my closing month measure into the table. Here for the July month, if we scroll down, you could see that July 31st data, it is 676 total sales. For the whole month, the closing month balance, it is 676. For the August month, we do not have the month end value, blank is returned. For the September month, for the month end value, if I scroll down, here you could see that 288 is our month end value for September. Hence we could see the closing month value as 288. This is how closing balance month works for the value which is appearing in the last date of the month. Let us understand how closing balance quarter works. I'll copy the measure. Okay, I'll select the measure table, create a new measure. Here, instead of closing month, I'll write closing quarter. Instead of closing balance month, I'll write closing balance quarter. Okay, these two parameters I'll make it remain the same. I'll commit. Here if I click on add data and bring in the measure of closing quarter, we shall see the difference. Here the closing quarter value which is appearing for July, August and September month, the quarter end value, it is September month end value. If I scroll down, as you could see, September month end value, it is 288. 288 number is flown in for the whole quarter in the closing quarter measure. And similarly, December 31st, 13 value which is 1765 is appearing for the whole quarter 4. As I scroll here, you could see that for December 2013, like 31st last date, here you could see that 1765.60 is the value. So hence it is flowing for the whole quarter. This is how closing balance quarter works. I'll show the third parameter here in the measure. I'll put a comma after the second parameter. In the filter condition, you may write the filter condition. Suppose that I want to filter the condition such as for category name, I would like to write the filter condition for the beverages or beverages. Here it will commit and filter the values of total sales only for the beverages and with respect to the all dates available. If I click over here, the values might change and the total would change because it is the beverages for which the data is being filtered. Okay, so you could validate it, and this is how filter condition is useful for the closing balance quarter and closing balance month functions. I'll remove it for now. Okay, I'll commit. I'll copy the measure. I'll select the measure table and create new measure. Here I could write, instead of closing quarter, I could write closing year, and instead of closing balance quarter function, I'll write closing balance year function. Here in the third parameter we can write the filter condition, and in the fourth parameter we could provide year and date in the form of string by enclosing it in double quotes. Okay, for now I would follow the calendar year, hence I'll remove the values and just make a measure. Here I'll add the closing year measure which is created. Okay, here you could see that 1765.60 value which you could see, it is the December 31st 2013 value for the whole year. Okay, here you could see that it is the year end value which you are able to see for the closing year, and for 2014 the value which you are able to see, it is the December month end value after 2014, that which you are able to see. If I little scroll down for the December month, here you could see that it is the December month end value which is represented for the closing year for the whole year. This is how closing month, quarter and closing year, closing balance year values work. Let us copy this page. Okay, duplicate this page, and let us, instead of closing month, quarter and closing year, now let us understand opening month, quarter and year values. Okay, similarly we could write the same measures. I'll create a new measure. Here instead of closing quarter, I'll write opening month. Okay, instead of using closing balance quarter function, I'll write opening balance month. Okay, I'll commit. I'll copy the measure, create another measure which is opening quarter. I'll create another measure for opening year balance. We made the measures for opening balance month, year and quarter functions. Instead of closing values in the table, let us bring the month measures which we are created. Here I'll bring the opening quarter instead of closing quarter. Here instead of closing year, I'll bring the opening year. Let us understand how it is functioning. Here you could see that for the July month, the closing, it is 676. It is represented as the opening month of August. Okay, since August do not have any closing value, the September opening month value is not represented. That is how it works. Here you could see that September month end value is the opening of October month value. Okay, similarly for the quarter, here you could see that September 30th month end value, it is the opening quarter value for October. That is how values are represented for opening functions. Let us understand how opening year functions work. Here you could see that closing value of 2013 December 31st 1765, it is the opening year balance for 2014 January 1. This is how opening balance month, quarter, year functions work. Please practice. This is all for now. Thank you for watching, and we shall meet in the next video.